Hello, everyone. My name is Nasma, and today we will look at the medieval times and what they represent, who they affected, and we will focus more on Europe. We will go over what makes a society great, compare and contrast both medieval Europe and 21st century, also learn how the people from each time considered what their choices were and what accomplishments they had. Medieval society was feudalism. Its people were divided between nobility, clergy, and commoners. The Middle Age society was fundamentally Christian, agrarian, and primitive in nature, while the Church assumed a critical part in molding the general public. Resource cultivating was a predominant lifestyle in the mid 14th century. Moreover, a primitive social aggression additionally existed in the networks. Going back to our question of what makes society great, is simply having equality, democracy, and sustainability. As you can see in the chart, there is different ranks and different levels in the society where the king holds the highest power and highest level, and farmers, peasants, and regular commoners, workers, are holding the lowest. When we think of the medieval ages, we think of major technological advances and inventions. It was an era with its own charm and had specific characteristics. Now, during the Middle Ages, the adoption of gunpowder, printing press were two of the most impressive and important inventions of that time. Thanks to the printing press, we are able to benefit from it until this day by having newspapers and other shared and printed information. Same goes for the gunpowder. The Middle Ages was a time for the people to learn and better themselves. They wanted to be great at everything and tried to succeed in many domains as well. Like in our times, we always hear of new technology, advancements, and in different fields, trying to come up with new and better things that will fit our time. Now, since we saw how these times are similar, let's take a look at what makes them different. The Middle Ages was a period in Europe, in European history, from the fall of the Roman Empire and lasted up to the 14th century. The 21st century started in 2000 and will end in 2100. Now, during the Middle Ages, the church dominated the society. But in the 21st century, the people are actually critiquing, examining, and choosing their own religious affiliations, if they have any. Also, in the Middle Ages, church was supreme to the state, but in the 21st century, the state is supreme, period. During the medieval and medieval times, literature was mostly based on religion and political criticism. But on the 21st century, it is more open minded and has a little of everything with the freedom of criticizing. There is the fact that medieval times had printing press, where in our time we have digital press for the 21st century. Now, art was characterized by one-dimensional figures, no perspective, and use of gold in most figurines. But in the 21st century, more most of it was creative art, and it encourages innovation, critical thinking, communication, development of creativity, and self-confidence. Now, let's take a look at how did the people of the Middle Ages imagine what their choices were and what they were able to actually accomplish. The people in the Middle Ages wanted to do more and move forward, but the lower class were restricted to even try because they were looked at as always belonging to the bottom of the food chain. On the other hand, the nobles could become as wealthy but could never be more than the king. Their wealth is limited as well as their power. The king had the ultimate power and final decision. He may use his loyal lords to address and share concerns of the village, but he is the only one with the highest form of power. Women were considered as second-class citizens. They did not have the right to vote or choose. They were forced by their families, especially men in their families, to marry, have children, and even work. Now, that did not stop the women of that age to try to be independent. They were able to be divorced from their husbands, but only under certain circumstances. They were also authors, scientists, and even business owners. They wanted to move forward and be better. And looking at the medical field, Middle Ages used much more of only herbs and natural healing ways, where they had healing and pain relief using things such as roses, lavender, sage, and hay, as well as coriander, mint for either joint pain, fever, or stomach pains. Now, let's take a look at what the 21st century has. They also want to be better and strive, but all of the advancements in the 21st century could not have been possible without the accomplishments of previous times and ages. The Middle Ages, people sought equality and wanted to be more in control of their lives. Now, in today's times, we are more in control of our personal lives, businesses, and can be as wealthy as one possibly can. There is more fair and just government, or in the most part at least, and in most countries, but not all. People from lower to upper classes have a right and a say to vote. On the other hand, women are given more respect and more importance as they are becoming more equal to men and are given more opportunities to do what they want and can. On the medicine side of things, we still use natural remedies for healing pain, but there's also new type of medicine where pills, shots, and other medications are used for healing. 21st century has had many advancements in medical field, from functioning MRIs, targeted therapy in cancer treatment, controlling heart disease, to even more HIV treatments. These are actual accomplishments and advancements from this century. These are some of my references. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and thank you for listening.